our chairman and the management, they are trying their utmost best to make the trip as short as possible, of which I think they are succeeding to do that. Remember, we just got promoted and we are familiar with the difficulties to go to Appleton, more especially if we go by the bus. I think Chairman and the league and the Nedbank Cup has done something good for us, because I understand that we won't be going by the bus. We'll be flying 2 times, flights from Durban to Joburg and then from Joburg to Appleton. That will help us a big deal. Coming to a fixture, it's a very, very difficult fixture. We don't even want to talk about the weather conditions there. Our analysis guys, they showed us that it can even reach 40 degrees. But I think the last 3 weeks here in Durban has prepared us for such conditions. Even there, we know Pitso City, we just did a little bit of analysis today. They've got experienced players, they've got players like Maphathe, they've got players like Bobane, they've got Sarina, they've got Pitso Dladla, they've got enough experience, so that alone does not give us any reason to take them for granted.
Thank you so much, Coach. We'll take the first question. We can go to Ayanda.
Sawano Kabate, I am the news from Gagasi FM. Coach, obviously at Durban City this season, things have been quite unstable on the coaching side with 2 changes, but you have been the constant throughout the season so far in the technical team. So just speak to us from your perspective, how you've been able to manage everything. You're now the interim coach, how you've been able to manage the squad, the team, despite the changes with coaches coming and going.
Yeah, look, I think what has helped me is the fact that I was with the team last season. Not only last season, I came the other season, second round, when we had 13 games to go, and then last season I had a full season. So this season I know most of the players who were here last season, the players who just came now, that helps a lot, and also I'm more familiar with the culture of the team. I think it could have been difficult if me, I was just new in the team. I think being there and know the ins and outs of the team, this is what has been helpful.
Kolego.
Sawubona Maphathe. Maphathe, umbuzo wami uzocishe ufane nobani so kodwa mina ngizobeka ngalendlela. Ungomunye wabaqeqeshi ekubuye ngathi ngisho bengenzani bohlezi bebuwa as a caretaker coaches. Amathuba kuye ngathi ababalekela. Ngababana abaningi abaqeqeshi you promoted amateam kabili. But kusanaleyo nto mhlambe ebukeka based just outside esibuye ngathi mhlambe you're not getting the recognition you deserve. Mhlambe lokho emqondweni wakho mubuka ama-comments nama-conversation ebhola enzekayo kuyekuthini kumgabadeli bekusakhona abantu abakumbuka as a person okufanele ube caretaker, not only i-head coach.
Abantu abaningi banayo leyo nto, kodwa I think into abangayinaki kakhulu is the fact that when it comes to any appointment or any employment, there are different parties involved, but the 2 main parties will be the employer and the employee. So most of the people, when it comes to the appointment or the employment, they look at one part, and this part most of the time go by party employer, and they don't consider the parts of the employee. Let me be specific so that's izwakala kahle. With me, my situation is clear. I know my situation, and with my chairman, management, and board of directors, it is also clear. I would just highlight it so that my employers are also understood here. I've got my own ambitions as a person, of which one of those, there is a CAF-A license that I still need to do. And then I will leave the other ambitions whereby I still need to learn a few things of which I know as a person. So let me just highlight this a little bit. I did my CAF-B license under the very same team. So for me, right now, what is important personally is to do my CAF-A license. If the opportunity arises, I'm waiting for the blessings of the team, and that is clear. So I'm just giving clarity with it. Most of the people, they always look at the employer side, but they don't consider the employee ukuthi yena ufunani uready ukuthi engathatha leyo nto. So angikubeke icace njengamanje mina kusanama qualifications ekuyibona abalulekile kumina. Enza kube kukhonile ukuthi mangabe kulesi sifundo sishoyo ukwazi ukuthi uhambe uyofunda.
December, I coach Maphathe from the Times. When you began speaking, you mentioned Maphathe as one of the key players for the Appington. Obviously, you know him having been in club. Just want to ask, did he leave permanently, or maybe he's just, I don't know?
According, you know, sometimes as coaches, you get involved in the early stages of negotiations or discussions. Early stages, I was of an idea that it's gonna be long, but when the negotiations were finished, I don't know what was the final decision, but I think he's on loan.
Ruben Duke.
Coach, you spoke about your ambition. What are you currently right now at the club? Are you a head coach, category coach? What are you? Just give us a clarity on that side, because we're not understanding. Yeah?
You're not understanding. I think if you listen carefully and you read well between the lines, if I'm saying right now I've got my personal ambitions that I want to take, and with me it's clear I'm an interim coach.
Okay.
The team is still gonna look for the head coach. That is clear. It's not hidden.
And to add on that, Pitso, ekuzawujuka ukuthi ngenkathi unikezwa le position, was it divulged in that fact ukuthi you are an interim coach, uthatha team we relegated for still interim coach?
No, bengizama uchaza like isimo sami maqala isizini nje angithi ngiyakhuluma nabaphathi, and then uba nezinto sokuyidinga wena njengomsebenzi. So ukuthi nginesimo njengalesi esikliye mina esikliye nasethimini. So uma ngabe kuvela isimo sokuthi i-head coach ngabe bika kusona isimo esuke esiplaniwe lesi simo esivelelana. So njengomuntu osuke khona mafanele ngistep in, I should step in and do my utmost best to deliver the work at hand.
Let's go to Lusanda.
Afternoon, Coach. Lusanda from Sakalakdoma. I just want to, you've actually mentioned how tough the conditions are going to be in Appington. As someone, you did also kind of mention that, you kind of know what to expect in a way from Appington, having played there last season. does that sort of give you a bit of tactical comfort in your planning, knowing that like you're not playing a club that you're completely unfamiliar with? And yeah, in terms of the conditions, when this sort of team arrives in Upington, what are you guys going to do to sort of prepare the guys sort of the test they're going to face on Saturday?
Look, we rely mostly on the analysis department, of which today we just started some work. There's still more work. I think by the time we reach this day, we would have accumulated more information about Upington City Football Club. But you know, a game like this, sometimes the coaches, they change a few things tactically. We also are cautious about that, but the most important thing sometimes is to know the players, the individual players, because we right now we are doing a thorough assessment of their players so that we know them as individuals. That's why I just mentioned a few, because once we know them as individuals, we would know also to deal with an element of surprise tactically.
Okay, Kulego, and then Tracy. We'll come back to Mr. Ndlovu.
Indaba ezenza cha ungiphendula kamnandi umbuzo oqala ngitrigger ukuthi ngibuze umbuzo. The outside world yebhola iphinde ikhulume lento ukuthi inga-understand isimo sika coach enesinto. Uhambile uKevin, uhambile uBadela. Kunalokho abantu abamhlaba abanga-understand izinto ezenzeka eqembini. Mhlawumbe just to give clarity kulaba mhlawumbe abangamfaka uqobo ucoach. Indlela enisebenza ngayo naye nokuthi irole yakhe eklabhini imsiza kanjani njengabaqeqeshi. Yabo.
Yeah, ngicabanga ukuthi that question is beyond my jurisdiction, you know. But I can tell you that us as coaches there, we are making sure that we make everything from him. CD is very knowledgeable, he's known, needs no introduction. Wherever we need some advice, we consult, is always there. Yeah, I can only answer what we do direct between us, the technical team, and him. I think the other staff is more of the chairman and the management.
Coach, siyazi ukuthi Nedbank ikhapha amaphupho, especially my players, having to coach 3 KZN teams before we reach us playing Tonati FC. Now with Durban City, you also produce abadlali abaningi, the likes of Abonjabulo Ngcobo, Abobule Moti, baningi abadlali emaproducile kuTonati. So would you say njengo-coach kuyiphupho lenu ukuthi nihambe mhlawumbe at least iteam eyodwa njengoba sinama-teams abangakakhona KZN ihambe ize-reach i-final ye-Nedbank Cup?
Yeah, I think kuyiphupho nje lethu, you know, singama-competitors, kodwa ikhona lento yokuthi isifundazwe sesilambe kakhulu indebe ingekho ebakhona eKZN. Uma ngabe sekudlalwa into enjengendebe, siyayisifiselana inhlanhla kufana ne-league ukuthi ufuna ukuqeda ngaphezulu komuntu. Uyaye umfisele umakhelwane inhlanhla, kodwa-ke umfisele kahle mhlawumbe uma ngabe usungasekho. Uma usakhona, hhayi uyaye uthi akube yithina esimela kahle iKZN. So as much as sifisa indebe ithathwe i-team yase-KZN, kodwa-ke sithandazela ukuthi kube yithina more than any other team.
Maphathe.
And kuyiqiniso ukuthi definitely sure this week one KZN team yaphuma. Right, coach, ngicela indaba ka-Justin Kamatuka. Omunye wabadlali engicabanga ukuthi usenesikhathi eside kuyona Durban City and he has been making a very good impact on the field. But ukulimala ngibona ngathi kuyamkhathaza. Ithini status quo sakhe that far?
Ngizoqala ngale oqale ngayo ethi kuyiqiniso ukuthi enye yama-team eKZN yaphuma. Kuya ngokuthi-ke uyibuka kanjani. Thina abanye sibona kuyiqiniso ukuthi enye yama-team e-KZN iya kwi-last 8 sikuwa kanjalo ukuthi ya uJocelyn engakusho ya last time elimala ngicabanga singakhumbula ukuthi washawa ibhola kade umbokazi eClarish washayeka ekhanda so i-concussion akuyona into okumele uyithathe kancane usenesikhathi recoverile kodwa advice yodokotela bathi asimgcini ngabe kade sambona bese qalile train to play sizotravela naye ke-Durban City sisasebenza ukuthi uzoyiqala igame noma uzongena isisapho kodwa yena sihamba naye ukuya kwi-game ye-Durban City FC.
Okay, as we wrap up, Big Mike.
Yes. Someone provided Big Mike from Vuma FM and Marawa Sports Worldwide. Coach, going to help team, our conditions, they are not well, especially our ground corner. So I'm not worried in terms of our injuries. What I'm about knowing very well that you still have a league that you need to look forward to. And secondly, now I think when you work with a company where you see by all means it's very easy to pull a trigger. So, and I mean 3 games previous coach, the trigger was pulled. So kunenza ukuthi mhlawumbe kube njani ukuhlala wena as umuntu osuke in charge ngaleso sikhathi awulethe uhlevani mhlawumbe.
Mayelana nama-injuries, I think i-worry nje yawonke ama-team, but angicabanga ukuthi ama-injuries ayenzeka noma i-big game training nani kodwa ngicabanga mhlawumbe ukuza nge-ground ngenhlanhla angicabangi la ground elibed ngale ndlela yokuthi sesingaze sisabe ukuthi abadlali mabedlala khona bengalimala and uzokhumbula ukuthi sidlalile khona la season nakuleya season uhalf ama-players esohamba nawo uyalazi so mentally si-prepared kancane siyazi ukuthi siyobhekana nani kodwa nje kubalulekile ukuthi singayithathi igame kancane siyimisele ngayo yonke indlela ukuthi sibuye nama-results akahle ukuze i-confidence ingalimali team. Mayelana i-nature yomsebenzi wethu but I don't think ukuthi uma ngabe uzoba negative ubuka izinto ezenzeka kwabanye abantu nase nawe uyithatha uyifaka enhliziyweni noma ekhanda ukuthi ungasebenza kahle fanele ubuke ukuthi yini edingakalayo ngaleso sikhathi and then because awuzazi izimo esuke lidele lezo zinto ngicabanga ukuthi asikubuki kakhulu lokho sikubuka ukuthi njengamanje umuntu umsebenzi kumele siwenze and sizokwenza kanjani.
Lastly, Coach Pitso, kunomfana lapha uThabo Mugwema and this boy is a former player up in team. Now, uma ubuka ama-performances akhe manje ku-Premiership, ikhona ihope ikona ukuthi or any clips yokuthi umdlali ongaba yi-star performer going forward in the near future.
Pasayena uTrevor Mugwena, I think enye into esinayo thina njengabo-coach uma ngabe usakhona ithuba lokuthi uye kwenye level ubona ukuthi ube khona ethimini ukube bese singenalo ithemba lalokho ngaba ngeke ethimini enye into uTrevor iminyaka isamvuma I think una 24 years but indlela adlala ngayo ngazi ucabanga ukuthi usekhulile yes uma sona 24 sokukhulile but umdlalo oyimiselayo true professional ungambona indlela ayimisela ngayo ejimini so kwesinye isikhathi siyayisibona umdlalo mangabe sedlala asibona italent sicabanga ukuthi lona elibalulekile but loya ungamholela ngisho ukujima kuphela because ejimini uyimisela kakhulu ukudlula even ngosuku lamagame.
All right, Coach, thank you very much.